They called it OK-650, a pressurized water reactor, a joke, a parlor trick for the uninitiated. What churned within the steel belly of K-141 was not pressurized, and it was not water. It was the dream of something that once lived inside the crack of the world, wedged between what we think of as cause and what we allow to be called effect. We classified it Object 67 Delta, but the engineers, half mad with exposure, had their own name, the Black Mother's Egg. The reactor was not built, it was gestated, birthed from a womb of rituals and occult geometries conducted in the dead city beneath Severomorsk, a place where light bends wrong and sound does not echo. It was fed by screams in isolation cells, the breaking of teeth in interrogation rooms, the hopeless silence of the Kolyma camps, every ration cut, every frostbitten finger lost in the mines. Entire back rooms of the Ministry of Truth repurposed to generate the nutritional substrate for its embryonic mind. It powered the Kursk not with fission, but with despair, the recursive pain of an intricate gulag structure. They thought they had stabilized it. But what you must understand is this. Object 67. Delta does not recognize short-term linear time. When the Kursk submerged on August 10th, 2000, the egg became pregnant with every death that would ever occur on that vessel. In a moment that had not yet happened, it reached backward and opened its own door. The first man to die was already dead before the torpedo detonated. They found fragments of his uniform in the mess hall, but his body was still in the reactor room. He stood there, in the dim red light, his mouth sewn shut with black copper wire, humming softly to something behind the bulkhead. His last log entry from the day before read only, "The egg sings in a voice that sounds like my mother's fear." At 11:28 a.m., the egg began shedding the primitive liturgical sigil encasements. Inside the Kursk, every crew member experienced death differently. Lieutenant Kolesnikov blinked and found himself in a vast desert of teeth. Ensign Batov screamed for 7 hours until his vocal cords were shredded. One technician saw all the other 117 men fused into a single biomass covering the walls of the weapons chamber, begging for unbirth. All of these were true. None of them were. The acoustic signature picked up by the Norwegian surveillance hydrophones at 11:30 was not an explosion. It was a sob. We told the world it was a torpedo failure, a design flaw, human error. But what really failed was containment, not of the reactor, but of ontology. Kursk had become a recursion trap, spiraling inward through its own aborted potentialities, its crew trapped in a loop of becoming and unbecoming. They watched on sonar as it sank and kept sinking, even after it touched the seabed. Now, 25 years later, its outline can still be seen, but only by ultrasound. Divers report no wreckage. And those who dive near the coordinates of K141 report hearing singing high, thin, and motherly. We don't power submarines like that anymore. We don't have to, because the egg is still gestating, and its next vessel will be the sea itself.